one. So Minister Mitchell, tell me a little bit about where the government or administration is right now in their second year anniversary. And I know we are talking about a new way forward and, realignment and so on and so forth. Where are we now?
Well, we're in the midterm, so 2 years is just about in the middle, and in another year or so we'll be back on the campaign trail in earnest. It's a time of reflection, but it's also a time for reset. And so the Prime Minister, as you know, has looked around and made some various tweaks and choices in the cabinet, and people have new responsibilities and there have been changes in various departments. There's also going to be changes in the public service because that needs to have some kind of overhaul. And we now have a greater sense of where the public service is and its ability to execute. So that's all going to happen shortly. We also have to have a conversation with our supporters about the realities of governance and the realities of the Treasury and the realities of what our abilities are, and also to prep them for the campaign coming up to take us into 2026. So there's a convention being called in November to have that discussion with our supporters. So both on the government side and on the party side, it's a time for reflection and a time for resetting the button so that we can move forward to the next election.
And lastly, the general temperature of the Bahamian people, what is your take on that?
Well, my take is that 2 years in, people are getting a little impatient. They don't remember what it was being locked up in the house and not being able to go outside in the curfew. And then, of course, the minimum wage has been increased. The taxes have been reduced. The taxi drivers now have their cars full. The hotels are full of people. There's money circulating through the economy. There are changes coming in Grand Bahama. The rebuilding is taking place in Abaco. So, all of this now seems normal. And you have to tell people, look, we have a lot of work to do. We have to build the airports. We have to fix the roads. We have the docks, which were damaged in the storms. All of those things have to be done. But it takes time to get it done. And, just hold on a little longer and it'll be done. So progress is coming. We need 10 years to do so. We need to be re-elected in 2026. And so don't forget what it was like that Philip Davis is the man who brought us out of Egypt, so to speak. And we're not wandering around in the wilderness. We're in a directed period where we're headed toward a glorious future. And we shouldn't forget and stop thinking that the glass is half empty, but it's rather half full.
All right.